Hello and welcome once again. Today we are making samosas stuffed with beef, cabbage, and carrots. These samosas come out looking beautiful and they are perfect as a snack or even a main meal. Let's get cooking. Vegetable oil, a little bit of red onion, and then ginger garlic paste. Add the beef and cook it until it browns. Then season it. When you're done, add a little bit more onion, mix it in, and then add your cabbage and your carrots. Mix those in and then you'll add cilantro. Please note that I'm keeping this recipe very short and sweet because I have a more detailed recipe already on the channel on all these steps. Now let's make the dough. 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a little bit of salt, and then lukewarm water. Knead the dough, add a little bit of oil. When the dough is ready, cover it and let it rest for about 30 minutes, and then you're ready to create your samosa pockets. Divide the dough into two. This is about 50 pockets, so it's a lot of pockets. So I'm just using half of the dough here. Divide up the dough in equal pieces using any technique that works for you. And I have 8 pieces here. Shape them into balls. And now you're going to work with just half of these balls. So roll out each piece of dough into a chapati-like thickness and set it aside. Yeah, so just roll it out. When it's thin enough, set it aside and do this with all the 4 pieces we'll be working with. And then we are going to layer those pieces up. So to do this, you'll apply some vegetable oil and then you'll sprinkle some flour on the piece. Sprinkle the flour and then add the next piece of dough. Again, lay it nicely on top. It's okay if it doesn't match nicely. There'll be a little bit of overlap and that's okay. I'll show you what to do with that later. So continue applying oil, sprinkling flour and layering the dough pieces because we want to create very thin, like paper thin samosa pockets. So this is important. You cannot cook this one by one or they will dry out. When you're done layering them, sprinkle flour a little more generously and then you're going to roll this into a wide, large chapati, which you will then cook. So let me say this again, that I have more detailed recipes for samosas in the channel. So if you want more details, you could watch the samosa recipe that I will link here. Otherwise, I'm doing this, keeping this short, assuming that you already have some background skills in samosa making. But I have a ton of recipes with more details on the channel. Now this is ready to go onto the pan. You're going to place this onto a pan on medium-low heat and let it set. No oil at all. So just let the dough set, flip it over, let it set again. Do not let it brown because it will dry out. As soon as it sets, it's ready to come out of the pan. Now we are going to trim the edges off. I'm using a pizza cutter. I think you could use maybe a knife. It might be tricky, but yeah, trim off those edges so that you have nicely round pieces that are also equally thick. Now we are going to peel. Be very gentle here. Peel your pieces and ensure that they don't tear so that you can form nice samosas later. So just find a spot where it seems to be separating nicely and then pull it apart very gently and you will be done with this step. Again, I have a samosa recipe made with tortillas. So if you think this is too much work for you and you want something that's already, made, you could use the egg roll sheets or the tortillas. But this is good because these are paper thin, like much thinner than the tortillas. Now cut those into quarters, again using any technique that works for you. I don't trust myself here so much, so I'm using that big straw as my ruler. So just cut them into halves and then into quarters and your samosa pockets are ready. From those 4 pieces, we made 16 samosa pockets. So you can see that you already end up with a lot of pockets for just a little bit of dough. And they are paper thin, which means when you fry them, they're going to be crispy. Now set that aside and prepare your glue batter, which is just a little bit of flour, a little bit of salt, and then water, cold water. Mix those to form a runny batter and you're ready. Our mixture, our stuffing is now fully cooled down. It's ready to go into the samosa. So now let's create the samosas. just observe what I'm doing here because it is so difficult to explain this, especially in English. Yeah. Now go ahead and fill the pocket just enough so it can seal. You do not want to overfill or underfill it. So see how I'm folding it there? Make sure it can fold like that. If it's excess, remove some stuffing and just seal it again. Then apply the glue butter and fold it over, seal any edges that might be open, and you're ready to go. Keep it covered somewhere on a kitchen cloth or even cling wrap. Keep this covered. They shouldn't dry out before they go into the oil. Okay, so once you're done forming all your samosas, you're ready to fry. But like I said, keep them covered and now just open them and go ahead and fry. Fry them on medium high heat. Flip occasionally until they brown nicely on both sides. Hopefully none opens up, but if any opens up, take it off the oil immediately so that it does not make the oil dirty. The samosas are ready. Let them cool down a little because they are extremely hot and they don't cool down very quickly, by the way, because of all the heat, the moisture trapped in there. But yeah, once they've cooled down, go ahead and enjoy them. Some people love to eat them with a dipping sauce. I don't. I just like to eat my samosas plain. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this recipe and I hope to see you in another video. Bye bye for now.